Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach with me, Daniel. We're back for part 71 today, and the season is going to finish in the most tense and I'm sure the most dramatic possible way. We are 3 points ahead in 4th place as the race for the top 4 goes to the wire. All 5 teams between 3rd place Chelsea and 7th place Liverpool can technically still make it. And if that wasn't enough, we finished with 2 away games and starting with the side directly below us. Manchester United and Wolves the opponents today. We'll take a look in a moment and get into those 2 games. But if you are looking forward to it, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content. The Hemel Hempstead save will be back tomorrow with an end of season review, before a big summer of transfer work in that one. There's also a link in the eye above to the FM Insight series, which included some of our training guides last week, as well as the Twitch channel and a football podcast for regular content too. But let's have a look at our opponents for today, because we are now on 69 points after 36 games, not even getting 2 points a game. And you've got to say, City, top of the league on 75, have played a game more. So this is going all the way to the wire across the whole top 7. And Burnley technically can sneak in as well. So this could be chaos to finish off. We start though against Manchester United, who are directly below us in 5th, having gone on a run of 1 win in 10 games in all competitions, 1 win in 7 in the Premier League. They lost 6-1 to their City rivals Manchester City last week. But the only win they have got is a 5-1 thumping of Burnley, who are right up in the European mix. So I have no idea what to expect for this. The 3 months before, bar one battering at West Ham, they were absolutely invincible. They were unstoppable and they barely conceded a goal. But Niko Kovac's side is having a real tough time. And I'm looking at this another way, and you have to think with me on this one. If we can get 4th above Manchester United with Crystal Palace, will Kovac get sacked? Could we get the United job? Could we win the Europa League and get back in the top 4 next year? I'm just thinking, look at the players they've got. Fofana, Dahlberg, Mbappe. Wouldn't rule it out. We then face Wolves, who have had a good finish to the season. They were strong last year, but have just dropped off a bit this season. So this is going to be one hell of a difficult test for this football club. Not much action at the bottom. The 3 down there have been relegated by a country mile. But the top 8 is what we're keeping an eye out on today. So let's go and see what our recent results were and get cracking on with it, because it's what we all want to see, particularly this first match. As well as some of our brilliant moments, we have had disappointments, and there's 2 results that have basically taken us from potentially being in a title race to scrapping for the top 4. If we go through the month in total, you were with me after the Atletico Madrid game to watch the Spurs victory. We then backed it up against Swansea the Friday after. Selly and Boyat putting in a star performance. Another injury at the back, this time for Bogle. The Brighton game, it gives me nightmares. I've got to be honest. We drew 3-3. We went 3-1 up with 84 minutes gone. And it looked like we'd had the perfect late finish again. We went into the 90th minute 3-1 ahead. And we drew 3-3. We literally conceded from the kickoff the equaliser after Keane Lewis Potter had scored. Boyat, Castrovilli and Abdul Qadir with our goals, but that's the difference between us and the top couple. A 4-0 defeat against Chelsea after that as well. Kulusevski and Lukaku with a brace. We bounced back at home to Southampton 3 days later. A brilliant performance there as Lanez, Castrovilli and Tipple got the goals. A snuck 2-1 victory against West Ham. It was Tipple and Boyat who got the goals in that one. And then a 1-1 draw at home to Everton, again blowing a lead. And what difference because those 4 points have made. Honestly, Tipple got the goal for us, but we lead into this one now, needing results rather than hoping. Those extra 4 points, they seem like nothing. The 4 points and the 3 goals not being conceded would have us in 2nd place at the moment. 2 points off City with a game in hand. Without those 2 draws, if we hadn't bottled it late on, the title race would be in our hands. They're the fine margins, but we've got more draws than anyone else in the top 5. And that shows you why we're not competing right up there. Let's go and get into the first one against United. Basically, the title has stayed in Manchester this whole save. 3 for United, 4 for City. And our job here is to try and stop them. Because Arsenal can go and win it. Chelsea can outside chance, but still go and win it. There's a lot of games where other sides would expect to win. Spurs are playing away at a struggling Brentford. Arsenal at home to a mid-table Newcastle. Chelsea away to a poor Swansea side. City just lost at West Ham. So really, the winner of us and United is virtually a shoo-in for the top 4. and we keep an eye on Chelsea too. Let's get through the tactical meeting. Going to be a very interesting game this. They're star-studded. They've got so many quality players. The likes of Sancho and Fernandes are still there. Kylian Mbappe has joined the club. Marcus Rashford's now in his prime. Nicolo Barella, another one of Italy's stars from the Euros, in there too. In terms of squad though, I don't know what we've got fit. We've been fairly settled towards the end of the year. Chris Tipple has taken over as number one striker. So our 11 in full is Grabara between the sticks, Bogle and Teo the fullbacks with Mepham and Lenormand at centre-half, Tahar, Boya and Castrovilli the midfield three, Abdulkadir, Reece Nelson and Chris Tipple the front three. Now let's go and see if these lads can do something special at Old Trafford, because if they can, we'll have virtually secured Champions League group stage football 2 years in a row. Well, 2 United changes from the last match. Fofana out for Ben White and Kylian Mbappe is back for the big game. And the fact that they're rushing him back to play us is a massive compliment. We're going to tell the lads there's nothing to lose. Show us how good you are. We've been great away from home in our whole time here at Crystal Palace. If we can keep that up today, we'll have something to cheer about at the end. As Bogle's got a throw on the right. Only in the second minute here into Abdulkadir. Lovely touch up. Good header away. Only as far as Tipple on the right though. He cuts it back to Selly and Boya. Chance to cross. Goes back to Jayden Bogle. Support from Tahar. Takes it on the half turn. He's pressured, but he gets it to Castrovilli. And we're keeping the ball really well. But can we create that golden chance? We can. Tipple into Abdulkadir. It's a wonderful save. Nelson will keep it in by the byline. It's an onslaught at the moment, but it's won back by Gaia, and Berea will be able to get it clear for United. Back with 5 minutes on the clock as we've got a free kick just inside the United half. Bogle finding Lenormand. Ball up to Reece Nelson, who's made the run in behind. Cross to Chris Tipple. We have scored so many goals via that route this season, and last as well. You have to praise the way we counter here. Tactically, we've got this club spot on. The issue I have is, will that work when we go to what I assume next? And I don't want to be big-headed about this, but given our form and what we've done at Palace, I think we'll get a chance in a big job. As Boya's in again, releases Abdulkadir. Good save, Farinez. I feel the Frenchman should have gone on his own, to be honest, but tried to be unselfish and it's cost us the goal. But are we going to get away with playing counter-attacking football at a real elite super club? Are we going to get an elite super club? I'm thinking so because of how we've done at Palace, but they may have reservations as Bruno Fernandes is trying to stop that himself. He curls a beauty into the top corner from 20 yards. And it's as easy as you like. They've got world-class talent. That's what Boya should have done at the other end a minute ago. As Abdulkadir with a free kick 30 yards out, straight at Mbappe in the wall. Rashford on the counter, got 3 or 4 swarming to get up with him. Mbappe releases Yakubu, world-class player, forced to the byline. Back to Jadon Sancho, into Kylian Mbappe. One of the best goal line clearances you will ever see from Chris Mepham. Sliding in behind the keeper to get a crucial foot on it. It's away for a throw-in on the right-hand side. Now we've got our own throw with Jayden Bogle to Abdulkadir. Just inside the United half. We are getting success down this side. Bogle again picks it up. Goes inside to Tahar. Through ball to Boya. He's got 2 with him. Goes alone this time. Selly and Boya learnt his lesson. Why pass when you can do that? He scored 16 goals this season. He's been absolutely remarkable. And I'm so sure someone will sign him. We just have to cope it's the club that we go to. And I don't know who that's going to be yet. We will have a look at the end of this episode to see if any jobs are up, as Ben White comes storming forward for United, down the right wing, to the byline, back to Sancho, into Yakubu. Great challenge from Tahar. Long ball downfield the left. Nelson will chase it, but he's not going to get there first, is he? Berea picks it up, back to his keeper. And the fact we're seeing this long highlight suggests it may well lead to something. Berea again plays a 1-2 with Inacio. Into Bruno Fernandes, who scored that screamer earlier in the game. But United not in a hurry to get it forward, given the fact they're behind. White up to Yakubu again. And they're just content. Possession for the sake of it. They're trying to make us run around. Maybe they're hoping for a late show, which usually is our speciality. Gaia finds Sancho again to Yakubu. Up to Mbappe. Brilliantly worked move. You've got to applaud. It is one of the best goals, team goals, passing moves I have ever seen in this game. You can't say that's Lenormand's mistake. He got caught on the shoulder by the best runner in the world. Mbappe makes a beautiful peel off the shoulder. And it's 2-2. The pressure's on the defences. What a game we've had. As it's a dodgy pass back to the United keeper. Farinez out to Ben White. Big hoof downfield which Teo intercepts. Into Tahar. Finds Boya. Through ball towards Tipple. The keeper comes. Keeper doesn't get there. The attacks are certainly on top in this game. It is 3-2 to Crystal Palace after 35 minutes. Both sides desperate for the top four. And look at the goal differences and look at the points. If we win this game and the other results stay as they are, particularly the Arsenal one, we can technically win the title on the final day. I mean, there's no chance all three fail and we succeed, but we could, as Mbappe's in again. It's another challenge at the back. Lenormand with a great one. Tipple brings it over halfway. The counter-attacking speed, it's relentless, it's ruthless, and United can't cope. Tipple down the right wing to the byline. Forces the foul. Gotta be a second yellow, referee. You've not bottled that. Oh, he's bottled it. Abdulkadir crosses. Mepham heads in. Justice is done. It's 4-2 Crystal Palace. What a first half. We are so good away from home when we're at our best. But I'm still annoyed they've got a chance because they've got 11 on the pitch and they really shouldn't have. As Barella goes back to Inacio, the luckiest man on earth to stay on the pitch there. Bruno Fernandes to Pordenelli, the fullback. Down the line to Rashford. You genuinely feel this could be one of those games that finishes 6-6 or something ridiculous. As Ben White out to Gaia. Got an overlap again. They're doing us out wide. We're doing them on the counter through the middle. And Breyer finds Gaia to Yakubu to Mbappe. Definitely offside. The ball is in the back of the net. It should be 4-3 according to that. But it was definitely off. I'm confident this will be disallowed. Don't let me down, VAR. It is disallowed. Should be half time now. 4-2. It remains to Crystal Palace. Now, once we've taken a breath and recovered, we can actually look at the fact that was a pretty good game. And a really good performance for us. The expected goals is 1 to 1.5. Which shows how ruthless both teams have been with their chances. But we're going to tell the lads that we're happy. We just want them to keep it up. And we might have to go a bit more defensive later on. But 5 gone in the second half is calm so far. We're just past the hour mark. And disaster for our very, very slim hopes at the title. And that's annoyed me even more. Inacio, the man who should have been sent off if it wasn't for a completely bottling it referee, has just scored a goal. It's 4-3 now. And Arsenal have scored against Newcastle. So they move on to 76 points and will take the title on the final day. That little slim hope out of our hands. As Castrovilli finds Chris Mepham and Taha to Lenormand. We're straight back in possession and we're straight back on the front foot. We're playing some wonderful football as Boyer to Taha. Up towards Nelson. Makes the run in behind the fullback. The shot is blocked behind. I thought he might have tried to cut it back there, but he didn't. And ultimately, it's what's cost us a great chance. Richarlison, the man who scored for Arsenal, it's just popped up behind my head. As to the back post we go again. Mepham heads over. And I think I'm going to make the first change. Castrovilli will come off. I'm going to bring on Joe Willock, but not till after the corner. Headed away by Lenormand. Rashford recycles it. I'm too nervous to click. Rashford in. Headed away by Tipple. Bruno Fernandes will get there. In again to Louise. To Bailey. It's 4-4. We're going to VAR. I saw nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all. Teo's had an awful game at left back, by the way. But I didn't see anything wrong. I think this will be awarded. It's not. It's disallowed. We have another lucky break. The second VAR disallowed goal this game. And we're hanging on by a thread. We're going to bring Alan Rios on the right wing for Abdulkadir. We're going to bring Castrovilli off for Lojny. I'm going to put Sahar into the middle, drop Lojny to the holding role. And Teo is replaced by Tyrick Mitchell. He's had a shocker today at left back. 3-4 it remains with 22 to go. Lord knows what's happening next here. Well, we head into 3 minutes of stoppage time. I don't have to do it often now we're in the big leagues. It's something we see more at the start of the saves. But I'm afraid all of the old tricks are going to come out now. Everyone bar Chris Tipple drops to a support or defensive duty. We are also going to get the time wasting on. You all remember the drill, don't you? It's been a few episodes. We haven't done this for a while. Time wasting on, slow the pace down, hold your shape. We're not even going to counter-attack. We want to make sure we win this football match. We've got 3 minutes to hang on. And if we do, we'll be in the Champions League next year with Crystal Palace again. I think we're going to do it. We're in the final minute. There's no highlight. It finishes Manchester United 3, Crystal Palace 4. My word, what a game of football that was. But on the road again, we deliver the goods. Could really do with better fullbacks and keeper just to sort of push this side on to the next level. But it is a top 4 finish and hopefully that will spark the attention of some other clubs. What we've got to do now, go to Wolves next week, try and finish the job. But let's see how the league stands at the moment. It's tight. We could technically finish in the top 2. We cannot win the title now. But you've got to bear in mind that Liverpool still have a game in hand to get up to 67. The scrap for the other places is going to be big. But for us, we've just got Wolves to focus on. We're guaranteed top 4. We can't win the league. I think we might rotate a couple, maybe play a couple of youngsters. Well, hang on a minute, because we've got our Champions League place confirmed. And now we've got our initial budgets. I've made my mind up here. If this is less than £40 million, I'm going to look for a new job in the summer. Because if Dougie Freedman isn't given the ability to get in 2 very good players at least, I don't really want to stay. With a lot of the players reaching 33, 34, the fact that we've got them to the Champions League, we're making them massive money. And it's just being frittered out of the club. So let's see what it is. 26, right. We look for a job in the summer. No increase to the wage bill. £25 million transfer budget. That's probably less than we've made in TV and prize money from the Champions League. So I can't accept that. That's a disgrace. Back next week for what might be our final game in charge of Palace. And here we are 8 days later for the final game of the season with Diego Lainez not quite fit yet. But we've not really got pressure on this game. We're guaranteed top 4. Liverpool, coincidentally, won the FA Cup final, then won their game in hand in midweek. And Manchester United, who were in the runaway pack with Man City at the top, are now 7th and potentially missing out on Europe altogether. Insanity. Absolute insanity. So I would expect we will see the United job pop up. Niko Kovac, unless he's just joined. Surely he's got to lose it. And then that's the job I'm going for this summer, I think. But let's get through the final game first. It shouldn't be a particularly eventful one for us. Away to mid-table Wolves. Let's pick our 11. We'll be back in a minute to go through it. Just the 2 changes to the team today then. I've done what I did partway through that United game. I've pushed Taha into midfield, dropped Castrovilli, who is now 33. And I've brought in Lojny, the youngster, in the holding role. I want him to get an extra game. I want him to get more fitness. He's not played a huge amount this season, but we need to develop these lads. So he's in. Mitchell's in at left back because Teo was awful last game. And there's got to be a repercussion for that. The rest of the squad, though, stays the same as we head to Molineux to finish off our season. So, Pedro Neto still in the Wolves side from the start. They've got Benaker. They've got Mitch Wells, who I'm pretty sure scored against us in the League Cup tie last time in December. Leon Bailey, who is a very good player. The bench full of the likes of Issa Diop, Ethan Laird. Players that are good youngsters at the start of the game. But we're going to ask the lads to prove a point. We want them to finish on a high. We don't want them to go on holiday a game early. We're more watching the other results, to be honest. Which managers are going to get sacked and which jobs are we going to have a chance at? Let's find out. Well, what a poor half of football this has been. 38 minutes gone. Not a lot happening. I think there's been a couple of shots on target each according to the stats. But we are back as Wolves are on the front foot. Matvienko with a pretty ambitious shot from distance. It's not been a good game of football. Well, half time. Only that one half chance we saw towards the end of the half. Maybe this is the sort of game you expect with 2 teams that have got nothing to play for on the final day. The good news, a clean sheet. The poor news, it's been a terrible match. Well, 25 to go. I'm just going to make a few changes just to freshen it up. So Shackleton on at right back for Bogle. Taha will be replaced by Willock. And we will also bring on Alan Rios for Abdul Qadir, who's not had a great game. One of the younger players I could have started today, actually. We've not been great, so it doesn't really matter who's playing. This is about getting players experience and just enjoying the final day. Because, look, the top 3 sides are tied on 76 points. City are back up and winning it as it stands. I'd love to know what the scores are. We'll take a look at that in a moment. As with 15 to go, we're on the front foot for the first time in a highlight this match with Mepham. Out to Mitchell at left back, who's had a solid game coming in. Mepham finds Lojny. And it's all the way back to the keeper. Not sure why we needed to see that 10 seconds. The Norman will bring it out from the back though. To Lojny again. We're forced backwards. Wolves really pressing us. Stopping us getting out from the back. Certainly through the middle. So Mepham just goes over the top. Finds Nelson. Shoots from distance just over the bar. It's a wonderful effort. Doesn't come to anything. No real good chances in this match. All half ones. Let's get the latest scores up while we finish. Arsenal are 3-2 down at home to Burnley. City are 0-0 at Everton, but at the moment it's enough. Chelsea are 3-0 up, but are behind on goal difference. It's chaos up there. No one wants to win the Premier League. When's the last time 76 points won the Premier League title? I'd love to know that. It's a terrible, terrible points tally. Less than 2 a game as Leon Bailey tries to put one in the top corner. And in stoppage time, we see the first save in a highlight this game. Is a brilliant one from Gabara, but the cross is in again and Mepham wins the header. Willock brings it away. Can we smash and grab a 1-0? Because technically, we'd then be 1 point off the top of the league, which is a remarkable achievement. Boyer finds Shackleton. Brings it down the right to Rios, to Boyer. In behind to Willock. Brilliant run. Oh, just wide of the post with a gilt-edged chance. I'm almost glad we're not still in the title race now. Because if that had happened in the dying seconds and cost us the league title, I would have been furious. An even game. A pretty poor one to finish the year. But look, we stayed unbeaten on the road again. And let's see how the table finished. We'll get through the season review quickly too. And then we'll probably start looking for a move. And here we are. I've got an achievement unlocked, which is Legend. Now, does that mean I'm a club legend here? I can't imagine this season is the one that would have secured it, but we'll have to have a look, so I can't think what else it will be. Our 9th season of the save, and it's progressing really well. We finish in 4th again, which is the limit of what we could do with these players. The ones that came in did all right. The transfers out. There weren't really any stars involved in that. Lots of old players moved on. And I don't know what to think this summer because so much of our squad is well past 30. We're talking 33, 34. In terms of the season, we finished 4th. We did a brilliant job in the circumstances. Finishing above the likes of Spurs, United and Liverpool again. United dropping into the Europa Conference after being 2nd with 8 games to go. We won 7-0 at home to West Brom in a record win. 3-0 at home to Leicester in a match to remember, that I don't really remember to be honest. And Castrovilli got a goal of the season in that 7-0 game as well. The finances, I have no idea where the money's going. We brought in extra money from sponsorship. The broadcast revenue will go up once the season ticks over. An extra 30 million nearly in prize money. Where has it gone? I just don't know. How did we line up? I would say that's our strongest 11. So, yep, he's got that absolutely right. Maybe Tipple would feel hard done by, but Tyrese Campbell did play well the first half of the year. We won Manager of the Year in the Premier League. We won Manager of the Month in November. And Boyer getting largely a clean sweep of awards. He's been absolutely brilliant. Oldest goal scorer is Diallo too, an interesting one to see. Now, as we've reached Monday morning, let's go and see if any casualties are on the managerial front. Manchester United is the only one. So there's a couple of Bundesliga jobs, but no one that's been right up the top. The only job there that I see as a direct step up is United. But I feel the time is right with the finances drying up at Palace. And it isn't just that. It's the fact that this squad is so aging. We're talking about 33, 34-year-olds across the squad in key positions. We've only got one centre-half at the club that's younger than 32. It's not a good look. It's not a good position to be in. So I'm going to apply for the United job. It's going to be the start of a summer spree because I want to finish our 10th year in charge with another trophy. And I'm not sure we can do that here. So that's where we are at the moment. But another very successful season with Crystal Palace. Let me know down in the comments. Do you think it's the right time to move on? 2.5 years here now. We finished 4th back to back, but we're not getting any of the money we're earning. Is it the right time to say, look, this Premier League's open, and if we get a big boy, we can go and win it. Do we get the move abroad? We'll wait and see. But if you did enjoy the episode and the season, please do chuck a thumbs up on it. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from 2 long-term stories. We're back with a season review at Hemel Hempstead Town tomorrow, then transfers galore for the rest of the week in that save. And we'll be back here in 2 days' time with transfer news somewhere, but will it be Crystal Palace? Or will we'll be introducing a new club? That's what we want to see. In the meantime, while you're waiting, you can find loads of playlists in the eye above, including the guide series we did last week in FM Insight. There's also the Data Hub special and a few bits from FM21 there before. And there's also the Twitch channel, the football podcast, the food channel and more. But a massive thank you for watching. Above my head now, you'll be able to see that Insight playlist with loads of little tips, guides and tutorials. But thank you for watching another season, and hopefully I'll see you next time.